prepared for hacks, guys. What is going on? I know this video is up a little bit later than I had wanted it to be, but something came up that I had to take care of. But I have the video for you today. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know that I will be doing extra long streams today, later today, and tomorrow on Halloween. So for today, I'm probably going to be starting around 4 p.m. EST. That's depending on when this goes up. It's about like 12, no, not 12. It'll probably be like 10 or around those hours from when this gets uploaded, so make sure you're there if you want to do some wonder trading with me. I think I'm going to have some special stuff for you guys, maybe some of those shiny Xerneases that just came out. And for tomorrow's stream, I think we're still going to be streaming Pokemon, but I don't know exactly when I'm going to start, probably around the same time as today. But let's go ahead and get this started here, guys. This video is sped up a little bit because it is around 30-ish turns, so I went ahead and sped it up just a little bit. He's going to lead off with the Infernape, I'm going to lead off with my Sylveon, and we're just chilling right now. He's going to go for the U-turn. There isn't too much that Infernape can do to Sylveon, even, you know, with all its nonsense. It could have gone for Flare Blitz and probably just straight up taken me out, but then he's taking a lot of damage on his Infernape after that. From the recoil damage. He ends up going out into the Aggron. I do get the Spadef drop with the Shadow Ball, which is always nice. However, I cannot stay in because any Steel type move from Aggron will kill me. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out. I'm going to go out into my Rotom Wash. He actually ends up doubling here and going on out into Porygon 2, which is a good play for him. He's going to get the Trace Levitate, which is fine with me. That just means I can't Earthquake it, but I don't see why I would Earthquake a Porygon anyway. I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Heatran here just in case he wanted to go for like Toxic or Tri Attack. Regardless, Heatran is going to be eating it up for days. So now I'm just chilling here. He's just chilling over there. He is going to end up switching out here and going on out into the Infernape. I do get my Stealth Rocks up here, which is great. That's just that extra residual damage that you get every single turn, and well, not every single turn, but you know, when they switch, and it's always nice to have. I end up going for the realist play and staying in, and he ends up U-turning out. And that's why I love doing that sort of thing, because you never know what your opponent's going to do. They overpredict, and you know, you're just chilling. But I end up going for the Earth Power. Starmie is going to be taking about 40% from that, and he ends up going for Recover here, which I'm okay with, kind of. I really just want to kill it because Starmie is one of those Pokemon that is pretty bulky if built right, and is quite strong as well if built right. But I do get Spadef drop from the Earth Power. However, he's not going to let me kill it, and he's switching out into the Porygon 2. He is going to copy my Flash Fire, so that means I can't go for any fire type attacks. Not that I would anyway, but I do have Flash Cannon, so I still have stab from that. So I am hitting with the Flash Cannon. I'm really just praying for Spadef drops here, and I end up not getting any, and that is why this battle ended up being a little bit longer than I would have liked, because I just sit here and go for Flash Cannon over and over again trying to get a Spadef drop, and I actually don't end up getting any. Here he's going to go for the Recover, typical Porygon 2 stuff, the Fat Duck as everyone calls it. It's just annoying, and it's so strong, and not strong, but it's just fat. It does not die unless you Toxic it, and even then it still is kind of a coin toss to whether he might have something like Aromatherapy or Heal Bell on his team, you know what I mean? But I'm going to switch out here. I'm going to go back out into my Sylveon, Jesus. And, you know, I do have Toxic on this thing, and I know that I can easily take a Tri Attack as long as I don't get frozen. That would be a bad day. He's going to end up Toxicking me, which is okay. I'd rather not be Toxicked, especially since I don't have Aromatherapy or Heal Bell on this Sylveon. But I do get Toxic off on his Porygon 2, so I guess it kind of makes up for it a little bit. I'm going to start taking Toxic damage, and so is he. And we're just going to start racking up on each other here. I am going to switch out because I don't want to take too much damage on my Sylveon if I don't have to, because it is a good Pokemon and is still very viable in many positions in this game. But he's going to go for the Tri Attack here. I end up getting frozen. Yes, I ended up getting frozen here. And the funny thing about that is the only fire type move that I have on this Heatran is Flamethrower. Don't ask me why. This team was actually Zero's team that I made for him, but he ended up getting it from someone else, so I got to end up keeping it. So that's why I'm using it. I just wanted to test it and see how well it would do. And yeah, so I'm just chilling here. There's really no point in me keeping Heatran alive. Well, really, I didn't want to switch anything into that close combat that I knew was coming. I'm going to end up going out into my Rotom here. Rotom can take a hit from this Infernape, I do believe, and I do. And this gives me an opportunity to get a free Thunderbolt off, because I thought that he would switch out into Starmie, predicting the Hydro Pump. Regardless, it is going to be enough to kill the Infernape because he is at -2 special defense due to all those close combats. I'm going to get some leftovers recovery, and then he's going to be going on out into the Alakazam. I really don't want to switch anything out into that either, so I'm just going to kind of sack off my Rotom, which is never really, you should never really just sack Pokemon off if you don't have to. But at this point, I was kind of like, okay, whatever. But he's going to go back out into the Porygon 2, just I guess just play some more games with me. He's going to trace my Pixelate, which it's not really going to be any more beneficial to him to trace that than anything else on this team, except for if I were to go out into Gallade and try and deal with this Porygon 2, which I definitely would not do. That Tri-Attack would hurt so much. But I'm just going to go for Hyper Voice here. He's going to go for recovery. He's going to try and stall me out as long as he can, just so that he doesn't have to deal with my Sylveon anymore. But come on, man, you're already toxic. There's no point in trying to stall me out, and he's just going to keep going for recover. The more he goes for recover, the less it's actually going to be healing because of the toxic damage that racks up every turn. And I'm sitting here going for Hyper Voice as well, so that's an extra 20 to 25% that he's taking on top of the toxic damage. So it really, there really is no point. He really should just let it die and switch out something else. But I'm going to go out into my Thundurus here. He ends up going for Tri-Attack. I over-predicted a little bit. I thought he would go for Recover, so I am going to take quite a bit of damage there. He's going to take like around 30-35% from the toxic damage now. I end up going for Taunt because I don't want him to go for Recover or anything, and he ends up having Ice Beam, which is super unfortunate. I end up losing my Thundurus really for nothing. I switch it in, take a Tri-Attack, get a Taunt off, and then die when his Porygon 2 would have died here shortly anyway. He's going to get another Tri-Attack off on my Sylveon, which does suck because that's an extra 15% of damage that I am going to be taking, but I do get to kill the Porygon 2, so not really an even, I wouldn't call it an even trade. Thundurus for Porygon 2, I definitely would not call that an even trade, and I should have rethought of, a few things. But I really didn't think that he would have Ice Beam. I thought that he might have like Thunderbolt or something else. I don't know. Don't know what I was thinking. But gonna go for the Shadow Ball on the Aggron. It's gonna deal about 20%. He's gonna hit me with a Heavy Slam, and that's definitely gonna take my Sylveon out. He's way too fat, and I'm way too small. And yeah, it's just too much damage. Way too much damage for Sylveon to take. But I get to go out in my Masked Hero here, which is the Gallade on this team. The Mega, time to duel, as the old Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon anime it says. But I'm gonna get the close combat off. The Aggron is now dead. I don't have to deal with it anymore. I think I only have 2 Pokemon left at this point. He's gonna go out to the Alakazam. I actually am kind of forced to switch here. Well, I'm not forced to, but I thought it would be the better option. He ends up going for the Shadow Ball here, which is predictable because I am a Psychic type, and then I switch out into another Psychic type. All he really has to do is click Shadow Ball. Unfortunately for me, he did get the Spadef drop, so I'm not going to be able to get an attack off on the Alakazam, which really is unfortunate because I wanted to break that Sash and get some extra damage off as well so that this Gallade could end up OHKOing it. So I go for the Shadow Sneak. It does about 80%, 85%. Hits me with the Shadow Ball. Thankfully, I do end up living with over half of my health and no Spadef drop from it that time, so I am able to finish him off with another Shadow Sneak. However, he still has 2 Pokemon left that I really don't want to deal with. He has Starmie and Weezing. I actually end up going for the Psycho Cut here, and he lives with like a HP. He lives with a single HP point, which is really, really frustrating. Had I been able to kill him there, I would not be burned. I would have been able to take the Starmie out with a Shadow Sneak from where it was at, I do believe. So it's really, really just unfortunate. I actually end up losing here because there isn't anything I can do. Yeah, I can go for another Shadow Sneak or whatever, but the Sludge Bomb and the Burn is actually going to end up killing me. So GG, Vincent. It was a very good match. You did well. You used your pokes well, better than I used mine. But I'm not going to make any Johns. But this is not my team. I did not make it. It doesn't have what I would prefer to be on it. I was just playing around with it. But, we PokeTubers, as you all like to call us, we don't always win, even though it may seem like that. It's just we don't always upload our losses, because if I were to just upload all losses, who would want to watch that? who would just want to watch someone lose over and over and over again. So every now and then I upload a loss. You guys know that. At least I hope you do. I don't want to seem like I win every single battle, because I don't. That's just not how it works. No one goes undefeated, especially in a game like Pokemon. It just does not happen. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to be at the streams later, because I will be streaming all the goodness with the Wonder Trades. But I will see you guys back again tomorrow with another Wi-Fi battle. And until then, guys, may the hacks be with you all. Peace out.